Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. This is something a little bit different. This is all about my recent couple of trips to the arts and craft supply store. As you can tell by the title, I picked up a whole bunch of crafting goodies that I want to share with you. I just thought I'd throw in something different. I've been feeling quite creative lately, which is unusual because it's been many years since I really delved back into fine arts. I used to be a fine art student for a long time, and then for those who have been watching my channel consistently, you may have remembered that straight out of high school I applied to quite a well-known fashion design school for post-secondary. For a plethora of reasons, I didn't end up taking that offer, and I did something else. But for a long time, I've kind of thrown all my artsy things into a box and put it under the bed. But recently, because I have discovered Creativebug, which is a really awesome and fun, I guess, platform, a website that for a monthly subscription fee, you can go and watch all kinds of really well-made, high-production arts and crafts videos and tutorials. I stumbled on their YouTube channel when I was searching up like crafts or painting or something, and then found their YouTube channel, which then found their website, and I think for about $5 USD or $7 Canadian, totally worthwhile subscription for artsy people like you or me. So with all that aside, I've been subscribed for I think about 3 months now, maybe just around 3 months, if not 4, and I've been trying out all kinds of their different classes. I did a doodling class, which is fantastic and so much fun, and then I recently stumbled on their watercolor class, which is taught by Yao Cheng, which is who is an illustrator and a really kind of fun artist. She does modern watercolor versus more traditional watercolor like landscape or still life. You know, one of the reasons I never gone into watercolor as a medium, I've done things like pen and ink, I've done a lot of pencil work, I've done some painting, mostly with acrylics. Watercolor is scary. It's scary because although it has this beautiful translucent quality if you do it right, once you put the color on the paper, it is never coming off. It is permanent in a way because it stains the paper. Although there's techniques on removing some of the color if you make a mistake, realistically, once it's on, it's on. So I've kind of avoided watercolor for a long time. But looking at her or watching her videos on Creativebug, I love the results of what she has been doing and just her style of using watercolor. So I went out to the store and I bought a whole bunch of supplies, which got me back into thinking how expensive art supplies are. But if you're an art student, you know exactly what I mean. I got a whole bunch of stuff, so I thought I'd show you some of them. If you are into the artsy crafty things, maybe you'll enjoy this video. I'm just in the mood today, so I thought I'd film this with you. Where should we start? Let's start off with some paper then. I bought, first off, of course, a stack of watercolor paper, which is different from any other type of paper that you may use. Remember that. Paper is really important depending on the material you are using to create your art. I have here the Fabriano Studio watercolor paper. This is 12 pages of 25% cotton, 140 pounds cold press paper, and this is just about, what is this, 8" by 10", just short of a regular paper size. It has a bit of grit to it. Watercolor paper needs to be quite absorbent because your watercolor is very wet. It's not like a thick, viscous consistency like acrylic or oil or something like that. So it needs to be thick. It has a bit of a grit to it. This is kind of an ivory off-white and not a pure white. So I bought this. This wasn't too bad. It's about $10 or $12, something like that, Canadian. Then I went and I bought a bunch of watercolor brushes, which is quite important. I wasn't sure what I wanted, so I just bought 3 of the similar style, but in different sizes, a medium, a small, and an extra small. So I bought a couple of those. I also bought a bottle of what's called masking fluid. Now, one of her classes, Yao has done this resist watercolor, which is kind of like a negative space art. Masking fluid acts like a tape that you paint onto your surface, and then you can wash over the entire background and then peel off the masking fluid to reveal the white or whatever color the paper originally is. So I really love her technique, and she created some very fun and just interesting artwork with the watercolor along with the masking fluid. So I'm going to try this out. Never worked with masking fluid before, so this is my first bottle. I just picked up kind of a medium price point one. This is Demco. And this is just the original color Frisket masking fluid for watercolor and ink. So yeah, that's this. Then when it comes to the real watercolor, I picked up a travel set. Watercolor comes in tubes, like regular paint that you can squeeze out, or it comes in dry pan format. So I decided to invest in a little travel pan, not only because I can travel with it, but also because I thought it'd be less messy. Because it's already dried in a little pan format, it should be easier to kind of clean up and take with me and things like that. So I got the Windsor & Newton Cotman Watercolor Sketchers Pocket Box. So this is a travel size, and there are 14 different pans of color in here. Comes in a super, very travel friendly size. It has a retractable watercolor brush in here, but it also has 14 little pans of watercolor. There are a couple of different brands available, but the selection at Desserts isn't quite as good as somewhere like Opus. If you do live around the Lower Mainland, I would say Michael's is a very crafty, kind of cute stuff based store. Opus is quite of a serious, true artist type of store for serious artsy people, especially for fine arts. They carry a lot of studio equipment and things like that. Desserts is right in the middle. It has a little bit of both, and the pricing tends to be quite good at regular price. So I bought a whole bunch of watercolor material, although I must say the watercolor box surprised me in terms of how expensive it is. Just because I haven't bought art supplies in a long time, 35 bucks Canadian isn't actually a lot now that I think about all the art supplies I've bought throughout my life. But just coming back into, I don't know, coming back into the realm of fine arts, I was a little taken back by, oh, by the way, art supplies are expensive. You know what I mean? So anyways, I got this. I decided to go for something a little bit more expensive, just as Windsor & Newton is a brand that I know and I'm quite familiar with. So a couple of extra things that I picked up while I was there. I think last time, not today though, I picked up a, where's the box? Set of oil pastels. Now oil pastels is again not a medium I work with a lot. It's dirty and messy, and it gets on your hands everywhere. But I was so impressed by the color payoff and the vibrancy of the pigments of this brand of oil pastel that when I saw it in Desserts, I just immediately said, I gotta have myself a box. I used it for some kind of activity during one of my classes, and someone brought this to use for the activity, and the colors are just amazingly saturated, super bright, would be phenomenal for some type of abstract work or landscape or even still life or fashion drawing or something like a Cezanne or Gauguin or something like that. That type of style of arts would be beautiful. Anyways, the brand, once I get to that, is called Mungyo. And this is their semi-jumbo oil pastel, and this is high quality, soft touch, brilliant color, extra large stick, and this is long lasting and strong is what it says on the packaging. I think this ran me about 10 to 12 bucks, which I thought was a pretty decent price. And these are, like it says, quite a large size. So these are jumbo oil pastels. So you can really work on large surfaces or poster board or large canvas with this size. So I am very excited for these. I'm not sure what I'm going to use them for yet. Maybe some fashion sketching. I'll think about it. But I've got these in my arsenal now. I also picked up today, because it was on sale and I didn't have a set with me, the Faber-Castell 24 set of pencil crayons. Not a huge fan of Crayola. I'm just going to throw it out right there, especially when it comes to pencil crayons. It just doesn't have that saturation. But Faber-Castell, a really well-known artist brand. So I got these for about 10 bucks, which I thought was great. And I think that is all for today. If you are an artist or you love art, I will leave the link to the Creativebug website as well as their YouTube channel, so you can watch some of their trailers and see if you're interested in their classes. Like I said, I've been subscribed for about 3 months now. I think it's totally worthwhile. So whenever I have a little chance, a little bit of break, I go on there and check out and follow a couple of tutorials and make some art. It's very approachable. It's nothing, they don't use any super technical jargon. It's easy to get into it, and it's fun. They do make the videos quite fun. I enjoy that aspect, and they're divided into small individual lessons so that you can create and practice something with each small lesson, and you don't have to be sitting there for like 2 hours trying to make something, you know what I mean? So I've been doing that. Let me know what you have been doing, or if you use or do any art yourself. I'd love to hear about that. If you got a blog or something in which you do art, I'd love to check out some of your stuff, or tag me over on social media. I think that's about it for today. Again, a little bit of a different video because I'm just feeling very zesty and excited about all my new art supplies. Hopefully I'll have some to show you in the next couple of weeks. But until next time, take great care of yourselves, and I will see you again very soon. Bye!